Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Elder Scrolls Online Elsewhere. I know it's kind of back to back, like really, I know it's back to back, but it's because I really enjoy this game, and I'm gonna keep uploading a lot more, like a lot of more daily as well, just to give you guys a bunch of content. And yes, this is probably gonna be the longest episode I've ever left on here, other than that 4-hour episode that I did a long time ago. It was what was it? Oh god, no, it wasn't Dying Light. No, stop. Stop watching. It's really good. I love that game so much. I just realized I must have sounded super duper muffled the entire time because my mic was in the total wrong position. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, guys. I hope you heard everything I was saying this whole time. I mean, I've been talking relatively normal, but I'm seriously. Attack me, I'm gonna kill you. Actual run is just, I think, just a tad bit slower. Yes, sir. I found wild game. I actually need to find a clothing station so I can look really, really cool. All in my robes and stuff. So my robes and stuff. So his works, but mine don't. Okay.
You smell much better than before, Walker. Did you bring something good for Sanzal? Not bad, Walker.
Especially for the type of crafting I need to do. Like this
too. Use a break.
so sorry. I am so sorry. Here. Here. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I thought you were somebody bad. Sorry. You're gonna be dead forever. Nobody else can be here ever. I'm so sorry. Oopsie.
You got rid of the wasps and you found Gordon. Adam Nargo can't tell you how happy this makes his horse. Did you run into any trouble? Ah, Sanzag. We established this farm together, but things got strange.
Level up. Good job, man. Good. Choose those, my dude. This is. This one's the closest.
Yeah.
Let's continue on the missions.
Light it up!
Ah, you son of a bitch. I feel so bad. I just killed a tiny little puppy. Or whatever the heck that was. There's more jackal. Ah! A good source of raha there. Increased damage. I Bone Goliath transformation. Become a horrific Bone Goliath, increasing your max health by 41,000 for 17 seconds and immediately restoring 41,090 health. So really, it just gives you the health and up. So okay. While transform, Goliath attack restore 392 health. And your fully charged heavy attacks restore 981 health. This ability scales off your max health. Okay. Grave Lord, huh? So for the Grave Lord, Frozen Colossus. Unleash a frostbitten flesh Colossus to pulverize enemies in the area. That sounds cool. Colossus smashes the ground 3 times over 3 seconds, dealing 3,985 frost damage. Each smash. Each smash applies major vulnerability to all enemies hit for 3 seconds, increasing their damage taken by 25%. I like that because somebody actually trying to, I like that one.
Did the spirit send you to help Kisaravi? What did she say? My apologies. Kisaravi hoped you heard the spirit too. The spirit protects Akaviri relics in the Tomb of the Serpents. She wants Kisaravi to share their secrets with the world, but the tomb is too dangerous. She won't let me leave without them. Spirit may not be correct. Entity, a goddess perhaps. The one who protects the tomb while wrapping her arms around Kisaravi's mind. Will you retrieve the Akaviri relics? Otherwise their secrets will be trapped here forever, along with Kisaravi.
I'll retrieve the relics?
Thank you, stranger. Kisaravi hopes you will be the one to pass the spirit's test and retrieve the Akaviri relics. She's sure you won't end up like the others. Years ago, Khajiit allowed displaced Akaviri to bury their dead in Khajiiti tombs. So many Akaviri were buried here that they renamed it Tomb of the Serpents. The Akaviri placed armor and relics alongside their dead. The spirit watches over all. Curiosity, arrogance, greed. Kisaravi wanted to unlock the Akaviri's secrets, to use their knowledge and steal their power, to sell their relics to the highest bidder. Selfish desires brought Kisaravi here, but the spirit's message made her stay.
Okay. Well, I gotta say bye. Really? A hat. Out of everything, a hat. Okay then. Outside. This game goes a lot faster if you have other people in your party. That's pretty cool. Sorry for that screeching noise. That was my icy. I have an icy for you. I swear, if you're an enemy. Your bow kind of looks like a heavy bow. Oh, okay. That's what we're doing today. Oh. Oh, you have a lot of health.
The one to deliver our message. Perhaps you will die like the rest.
I'll try not to. I'll definitely try not to. Okay, let's continue then. But you guys are ready. Yes. Gotta fix my controller. Freaking joystick cover just came off. I can't believe we're doing this live, apparently. Jesus. You guys ever had that problem where the joystick cover just, like the, you know, like with control freaks, how the joystick sometimes just happens sometimes. Thank you for dying. Take this. Take that relic. I'll search the nice for another lockpick. Okay. It's down here, just like this in here. There's the house. Oh my god. Minotaur's like a mini boss. Can I not go towards the Minotaur? That works.
Live, and you will share our story. Die, and you will share our tomb. Only the strong can carry our message. Lay down your sword, outsider. You already belong to the Akaviri.
I have to say, let's give it their space. Okay, let's start, huh? Okay, this way. That's sick.
You know the messenger. If you survive, you will know the message.
Great. Okay, go this way. Oh. Where did you come from? I thought I saw something. Anybody else? Jesus. It's fun and all, but fuck. Sky shard in the center. I gotta kill that Minotaur. Or he's after killing you.
Preserve our legacy. Destroy the outsider.
Not so fast, Walker. Rachin would first have a word with you. So, you have found the first piece of the Rithana di Renada. Impressive. But Rachin can't help but wonder if you have patience enough to find the other 15. After all, he has hidden them very well. This one is the shadow of Rachin. Well, a shadow of Rachin. There are 7 of us, all told. Surely you have heard of Rachin, yes? Elsweyr's greatest thief, whose crimes were so fabulous he became divine. This one is but an avatar of his greatness. Do you expect a truthful answer? What kind of trickster do you take this one for? Here, let us make a deal. If you find all the pieces, each and every one, Rachin will consider sharing his motivations. Only then.
And how do I go about finding the rest of them?
Of course, Rachin will provide clues. What fun would it be otherwise? 15 clues to find 15 pieces. Collect them all and restore Rithana di Renada, which was thought just a legend. Sound exciting, Walker?
Fine, I'll play along with your game.
Here then, a book for your convenience. Is not Rachin kind? Ah, and one other thing. Outside help is strictly forbidden. Iraya might have solved this one's first clue, but the rest are up to you.
Alright, I'll find the pieces on my own.
A trickster, a hero, and an ancient mural. Just the recipe for a grand adventure, no? Ah, but this one is most excited to see it unfold. This one is but a shadow of the great of course. Well... By the way, if you see Pakruti, tell him he still owes this one a pouch of gold.
Just gotta leave now.
You are different, outsider. Perhaps you are the one who delivers.
So I got a quest on.
Kill the intruder. Only the strong can carry our message.
Two left, two right. 3 bases above. Bum, bum, bum.
You got the Akaviri relics. Did the spirit speak to you? Ah, the Akaviri spirit has blessed you. Kisaravi can tell. Kisarabi knew that she would meet someone brave enough to end it. The spirit wants Kisarabi to share the Akaviri relic for some.
I leveled up. Up. Ah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Whenever an enemy you are in combat with dies, which gains stamina. First off, let's go. Thank you. Stuff like that. Okay. Let's not waste my critical games. This guy can sense or something. Power search, power search, power search, power search, power search.
No, Azazi. Never touch a Daedric monster, especially a dead one.
Don't be such a nervous
Yeah,
Nate.
Zaze, don't do that.
The dead can't
Zaze.
hurt us.
Yes,
Where do you think it came from?
It stinks of Cold Harbor.
Don't touch the dead thing. They do not tells me. Like I don't know how to handle a Daedric corpse.
There's your power surge right there. Hello? Welcome, other person. Who's all watching? Comment in the chat. Probably making this live stream really, really long for you, so as soon as I stop it. If I do, I'll probably just make this stream stop for 30 minutes and come back. That's what I do. I don't know why. I don't play for like 8 hours straight. I play for like 2 hours or something. Hour and a half, hour, 2 hours. Take a break, and go 30 minutes to an hour or more. That's how I play. guys? How y'all doing today? You guys can comment in the chat. There's the power surge right here. Discard orders, huh? Squad commander. Hold on. Ooh, it's kind of late. Ha! Pantheus. Both the Majesty, Queen, I don't even know how to pronounce that, okay. And her court, Necromancer, Zumag. That's definitely a race name right there. Have detected a series of unknown surges of magical energy. Uncomfortably close to Rimmond's western borders. You are to immediately divert your squad and investigate the locations indicated on the map. Orders are to investigate each area.
I saw you, traveler. Why do all our scouts insist on acting suspicious? I watched you go from location to location, just like the man with the pot on his head. Are you one of the soldiers intent on digging up every plot of land? Or are you simply a deviant who enjoys skulking and slinking through the wilderness? Oh, do not play innocent with me, stranger. You must be working with that pale, gaunt fool with the ridiculous mustache. Why else would you be visiting the same places that he did? Unless... Are you an agent of the Usurper Queen?
The Usurper Queen?
Euraxia, the hated Imperial who conquered Rimmon and falsely claimed to be its queen. Do not feign ignorance, outsider. I had just about enough of that when I talked to the man with the pot on his head.
Where did the man with the pot on his head go?
You sound as confused as he was. Kept talking to his pet lizard bird like he expected it to answer. The last I saw, he headed east. I suppose you'll find him in that direction, and south of Riverhold. Just stop skulking around.
Right, I'll just go and find the man with the pot on his head. Look at that, guys. Twitter just tweeted me saying Black Ops 4, the skate park from Black Ops 2 is now on Black Ops 4. Lucky us, right? I don't really play Black Ops 4 though. Let me just play. All of the people that were watching left. So sad. So fair. None of you guys stayed for very long. With a pot on his head.
Uncanny. It looks just like the
Cadwell.
place I dreamed.
That's
of.
Cadwell,
Must be why my
as I
awful
thought.
spent me here. Eventually.
Cadwell is the butler from Fable 3. Get away from me. Now. Oh my god, Cadwell. The guy that played the thing. Oh my god, hey.
Hello. Have you come to pay your respects to this poor fellow, too? It was the strangest thing. I was looking at this very gravestone in a dream. So here I came, and there it is, all solid and everything. Important? I have no idea. I suppose it must be. I saw it in a dream after all. Or was it a vision? I get those two confused. Anyway, I felt a sort of pull and stepped through a door, and then pish-posh, on as a bantam gras, and here I am.
Oh.
Tharn, you say, the grumpy battle mage. How is the old boy? The surges were probably just me. My portal took a few tries before we honed in on this exact location. Now, why don't you take a look at the gravestone and see what you make of it?
What happened at the other sites you visited before you found this gravestone?
Well, it took a few tries to find the exact spot I saw in my dream. A number of frightfully rude lads and lasses occupied the first location I visited, demanded my surrender, if you can imagine such a thing. Naturally, I gave them the old heave-ho.
I saw that bantam guy rummaging around in a foul-smelling sack at one site.
Foul-smelling? I'll have you know that was my lunch. Can't believe I lost it. And if by bantam gras you mean my faithful steed, Honor, well, he's always getting into my foodstuffs. Has the appetite of a mammoth and the cunning of a fox, that one.
And did you also ditch the ogre I found at one of the sites?
Dispatch? Why would I do such a terrible thing? I adore those adorable pudge buckets. Alas, Grook was standing a little too close when I opened my portal. Poor thing fell in and took a nasty spill. When the neck bone snaps, it makes an awful sound.
Oh, wow. Well, it's nice to meet you, Butler from Fable 3. Very, very nice to meet you. We're just finishing Fable 3. Here lies the head of the betrayer, whose name has been stricken from history. May the pieces of his dismembered body remain hidden until Joan and Jade fall from the sky. Wow. That's a dragon too.
Were the words the same for you? Sometimes written language likes to confuse me. Words change and switch places. Very annoying. Anyway, the gravestone mentions the betrayer. Sounds like a dastardly chap. Wonder if I ever met him. I don't have the slightest idea. The words inscribed upon it conjure up all kinds of questions, though. Who is this betrayer? Whom did he betray? Why did they bury only his head? And where did they put the rest of the poor fellow? I don't have a clue.
Abner Thorne said that if I found you, I should ask if you'll help us with Elsweyr's... Elsweyr's dragon problem.
Dragons? I haven't battled a dragon since... You know, I can't remember, but I'm certain I fought one or two in my day. I was a gallant knight, after all. Of course I'll help. I'll just need to do a little more digging into this dream thing first.
What are you exactly?
Did we go over this? I'm a chivalrous knight. Oh, you mean the pale and dashing complexion? Well, I'm a soul shriven, a denizen of lovely Cold Harbor. I'm the oldest of my kind and a sort of role model, at least for those who haven't gone feral.
Why are you wearing a pad on your head?
It's called a helmet, I'll have you know. The proper headgear for a daring knight, not at all as pedestrian as the foppery you're adorned with. Sorry, old chap, your attire is perfectly adequate. Suits you to a tittle, really does.
Thanks, Cabra. Can't believe I met you in Fable and now here. It's nice to meet you, Cabra. Boy, I remember that. Yeah, I remember talking about Caldwell. Mentioning Cabra as a face. The person I remember from the...
Get down. I'll deal with this.
that dragon is blue.
Oh, now you show up. Left me to deal with a dragon all by myself. It's a good thing I'm Abner Tharn and not, well, some lesser mage. I discouraged it, but not before it laid waste to most of the camp. We arrived to find the outpost being overrun by undead. Then the dragon attacked. I did what I could. I fear it wasn't enough. What about the power surges? Did you learn anything?
Right, it was Cadwell. He was drawn to an old grave of someone called the Betrayer.
The Betrayer? There's a Betrayer mentioned in the legends of Kunzari. It seems those stories continue to hound me. No matter. We can deal with that later. Right now, I want to know about Cadwell. Has he agreed to lend us his support?
Cadwell agreed to help, but you should know he's been having some strange dreams.
That doesn't surprise me. Cadwell and Strange go together like hot bread and butter. I need to recover my strength. Driving off that dragon took a lot out of me. Why don't you go help Chimera while I keep watch in case the great beast returns?
Okay, you mentioned the legends of
Kunzari, hero of the Merethic era. Most of the legends are unbelievable, though the Khajiit moon singers guard the secret history. Their tales led me to the halls of Colossus. But let's save this for a less dangerous time. Tell me about Cadwell.
Cadwell,
Damn us for arriving too late. I did not expect to find our militia under assault by a horde of undead, and then the dragon. Oh, it tangles the tail, Vokar, it truly does.
What can I do to help?
The militia was already depleted from the fight to liberate Riverhold, but we were determined to press on toward Rimen. Between the undead and the dragon, though, we can barely hold this portion of the outpost. Retreat is not an option. Not yet.
Why can't you order the retreat?
Our resistance to Euraxia's rule requires more than just soldiers. There are intelligence reports, safe house locations, lists of supporters. Documents we cannot afford to lose. Search the ruined camp and locate the documents, Walker.
Are these documents really that important?
They are vital to our efforts to free Rimen from Euraxia's rule. And if her forces acquire them, those who help us will be exposed. Recover the documents from mail sacks in the camp and get them to Captain Nalado. Then meet us to the south.
I find the documents delivered into Nalado here, south of the river. Haha! Guys, you guys can watch as I freaking struggle. Let's get out of here. shitty. I'm lagging. Oh my god. My god, I'm fucking God, Dylan's so stuff. Dragon killer. No, I'm not actually a dragon killer. Thanks. Fresh valuable. No, not even dragon, so sure thing. Also, no longer use military strategy. Find the papers. Checking treasure stock dragons. It's just it's fun. Starbucks. Looks a lot more high. Ow. I barely did anything for the dragon, but bright red dragon. That's apparently saying this. Dragon, two dragon, one dragon, two dragon, red dragon, blue dragon. Oh wow, okay. One set free from a cage, many in the sky for a murderous rage. Some are cruel, some are fast, some will flame you as they pass. Dragons will freeze you or burn you to bits, filling you with shouts or drop you in pits. Look to the sky at dawn or at night, you may see dragons in a murderous flight. What makes dragons mad? Why do they stay? I do not know. I just run away. Ah, that's nice. That's great. This time let's not get caught up. Oh wow, it's glitching out again. Oh no, that dragon though is really glitching out. And it lagged like crazy. Didn't see as I walked in. Okay, okay. There's a lot of stuff I need to just sell certain merchants. I know where
If you're so fascinated by the dead, why don't you join them?
This one doesn't know you, but at least you aren't a walking corpse. This one must ask, why are you here?
I'm TGG Elsweyr. Maria asked me to recover the documents and give them to you.
Right moons! This one thought these were lost forever. You saved many lives at great risk to your own walker. You have Nalado's respect. This one will guard these documents with her life.
Who did you just kill?
That was one of Euryxia, the usurper queen's pet necromancer. His undead devastated our troops, so this one took pleasure in ending his existence. Now, Nalado must return to Riverhold and consult with Garashri. We must find a way to go on.
How long has the Euryxia been employing necromancies?
Euryxia's chief necromancer, Zumag Fum, has been with her for some time, but our intelligence suggests his followers have only recently rallied to her side. Find Abnortharn and Carmira. Tell them to meet us in Riverhold.
We'll find Abnortharn and pass along the message.
I've spotted dragons circling in the distance from time to time, but it doesn't look like the winged monster that attacked the camp will return today. Was your hunt successful? Did you recover the documents that Chimera sought?
I found the documents and gave them to Nala, though. She went to Riverhold to confer with Garashri.
I must join them there. The Khajiit forces have been decimated by this attack. It will take every strategy I can devise to help Garashri prevent the collapse of his militia. The appearance of so many undead, though, that concerns me.
Nalado said, wow, Drex's chief necromancer, Zumag Fum, recently brought his followers to Elsweyr.
Yes, I read the reports. Zumog Fum and his necromancers working for my despicable half-sister. Such magic leaves behind a miasma of stench and decay. It leads to the mountains to the west, but I can't pinpoint an exact location.
So there's 2 people watching at the moment. Huh, that's nice. I wish y'all would comment, whoever's watching. But, I can track down the source.
Good idea. Dragons are bad enough, but undead tend to go on without end. Better to deal with them now, before Euraxia's power becomes more than we can contain.
Is this the first time a dragon has aided Azrax's forces?
In such a direct manner? Yes, as far as we know. It could have been coincidence, but the attack felt designed to hit us when it would do the most damage. I wanted to send Chimera with you to find the source, but I have no idea where she's gone.
Okay, I'll track down the source of the undead in the western mountains and keep an eye out for Chimera.
Find the source of this army of undead.
I'll find a merchant. I don't know where they're at, but I gotta find them.
Feel free to inspect it.
Oh. Just upgrade my mount speed. Okay. I did not mean to do that. I guess it works. Goodbye. Makes perfect sense. Oh, I can just kill it. That should really be unlocked. It's because I'm a necromancer. It's got to be because I'm a necromancer.
Riverhold isn't.
The Khajiit.
Merchants. I'll increase my haggling. Let's not do that. Green salad. Let's check it out.
I need the law over here.
Manasi.
My bad. Let me steal that. I'm sorry, okay? Jeez. Don't be mad at me just because I stole some shit. I mean to. Wow. That is pretty cool.
Another distraction.
I didn't find those working some of those smithing stations and such yet. I do need to go in here.
Ah, you've returned. Let us... Greetings, greetings. If you want to pull my tail, you could at least try a bit harder than that. Really, what would Rajin's shadow want with the Rithana de Renada? It might have historical significance, but it's certainly not a prize worthy of the trickster god. Sure, sure. Just let me know if you meet John and Joel next, yes? We could use some brighter moons. Why don't you just place the mural piece back in its frame? Iraya should return shortly. You can speak to her about the other missing pieces.
Our neighbors saw nothing, of course. Oh, you found one of the pieces! I see you've collected a missing piece. Slick work. Now, if we only had clues for the other 15 pieces, makes finding them particularly difficult for us, no? Rajin's shadow? I'll be honest, that's a lot to take in. But after all you've done for us, how can I not offer you the benefit of the doubt? Feel free to place any mural pieces that you find. And here, something for your troubles. Think that the Rithana Derina... Of course! What would you like to know? Feel free to bring them back here and place them in the mural's frame.
Are you here about this one, Cynthia? Has she been found?
I'm working with Mizek to find your daughter. Any details you can share with me?
Yes, of course. Cynthia was taken in the dead of night. This one has received no ransom, yet he fears the worst. She is a very beautiful Jakajit, you see. Ishu believes that the captors may mean to sell her.
Does she have any identifying features?
Cynthia has a long, glossy coat, soft as the richest of silks. Her eyes are bright yellow, like the honeyed moons. Ah, and she always wears a gold necklace.
There's no one you suspect, or perhaps someone who may have seen what happened?
No suspects, no, but someone who may have spotted something? There is a wood elf who tends to stay up well into the night, always singing and dancing, that one. If anyone saw something unusual the night Cynthia was taken, it might be her.
Alright, I'll be trying I'll try talking to the singing wood elf.
The wood elf's name is Mel? Yes, that's it. Mel the Musical, she always calls herself. You can usually find her toward the north end of town near the Sand Gardens. Ishu will pray for your swift success.
I have a few questions if you don't mind.
To help find this one's darling Cynthia, Ishu will answer any question you ask.
Tell me more about the singing wood elf.
Mel arrived in Riverhold a few seasons ago. Makes a living begging for gold as she sings and dances. She has woken up Ishu more than once banging that drum of hers. Still, we chat occasionally. She is kind, if not a bit eccentric.
A bit eccentric?
Mel does not have a home in the traditional sense, so you will often find her sleeping in the stables and bathing in the public fountains. But who is Ishu to judge, eh? We all have our oddities.
Tell me more about Cynthia.
Cynthia is a willful child. A tad spoiled, this one admits. Ishu dotes on her. The town guard, they do not understand. They say, oh, perhaps she has wandered off. They say, perhaps she is lost. Such foolishness. How can they be so uncaring?
And I won't give up.
Thank you, thank you. May bright moons light your path. Ishu will prepare a feast for Cynthia's return, yes? Perhaps some fish. Ah, yes, fish is her favorite. This one can already hear her contented purrs.
Goodbye.
What do you know? A customer. Salutations. Mel the Musical at your service. Are you here for a performance? Ishu, the Khajiit with all the cats? That old coot is sweet as honey jagger, but a bit off if you ask me. Shame about his daughter, though. No one should have to go through that.
Do you know anything that might help me with the investigation?
If you're looking for trouble, Tajiri's your girl. I've seen her with all sorts of indecent folk lately. Always shifty eyes on those ones, I tell you. She tends to spend a lot of time behind the stables lately, if you catch my drift.
The stable's next, then.
Very good, then. And hey, if you're looking for some entertainment for your next soiree, make sure to seek me out. You won't regret it.
Tell me more about Shari.
She's a gambler with a lot of friends in a lot of places. And you know, who am I to judge? Business is business, after all. But as of late, she just seems to be getting more and more suspicious. In fact, there's been a lot of that in Riverhold.
A lot of what?
Suspicious activity. People who I ain't ever seen before, going about town at all hours. I mean, I may stay up well past most people's bedtime, but I'm a musician, comes with the territory. And these new folks aren't bards, that's for sure.
I've little time for talk.
Saw you heading this way. Find anything of interest? Oh, the stables, Developed a sudden interest in horsemanship, Walker?
Found this hidden note. I suspect the gambler Tajiri wrote it.
Oh, looks to be a code. A napping badger, eh? Sounds familiar. Ah, yes. The sleeping badger is a rock formation just south of Riverhold. But this bit about the sweet trip, that music doesn't understand.
Could we investigate this rock formation at the very least?
Music will mark it on your map, Walker. Feel free to lead the way. And perhaps this is a good time to mention that this one is not so skilled in violent situations should trouble find us. But that is where your expertise comes in handy, yes?
Got it. Let's head to the Sleeping Badger rock formation.
Skooma. These vagrants must be smugglers. That necklace must belong to Zinthia. Come, let us speak away from this place. A missing daughter, a hidden note, and now a band of skooma smugglers. This investigation becomes messier with every step we take.
What would smugglers want with Issue?
This one is unsure, though it is possible Issue may be hiding something. Still, our priority should be to investigate the gambler who wrote that note. Tajiri was her name, yes? That does ring a bell or two.
Where should we search?
If Tajiri is a gambler, it is likely we can find her at a local tavern. Mizik will head there at once and see what he can dig up. Meet this one at the Banished Regrets Inn.
All right. I'll meet you there. Oh, jeez. Can't just go shower.
when I need to speak. Now! I must admit, you and Thunderboots make quite a charming pair. And watching you both play at being investigator, why, it's been sleek entertainment, truly. But now you tread upon sand that are best left undisturbed. Take it as a friendly warning. I hear that you seek Ishu's daughter, yes? I find that very funny. After all, everyone in Riverhold knows that she left town many years ago. Then Ishu has become senile in his old age. I speak truthfully. He had one daughter, and she is gone. Has been gone for many years. Tell this to your partner, and drop your investigation. Now.
Bright moon look over us today, Walker. Tajiri has just settled down for a round of gambling. While music distracts her, you can sneak into her home and search for another clue. It's just a bit north of the tavern.
Before we do that, a stranger spoke to me. She said Ushu's daughter left town years ago.
Forgive this one if he's skeptical. Even if this stranger spoke truly, why then would Ishu hire Mizik? Why would Tajiri have written that note? Why would we find a gold necklace in the smuggler's camp?
I'm not sure. She also wants us to stop investigating.
Then perhaps this stranger simply wishes to confuse us. Throw us off the scent. Besides, we cannot stop now. Not when an innocent young lady may still be at risk. Let us investigate Tajiri before she retires for the night.
Alright, I'll head to Tajiri's home and search for clues. I can't jump down fast. Damn. It's okay. Okay. There's a dead person on her floor. Blue serpent slithers next to the woods. Four-pointed paint shows the goods. They do not glitter, but mark the way. They are prepared to leave town today.
This one hopes you have found something of interest, Walker. Mizik cannot afford to keep Tajiri distracted any longer. And he means that most literally.
I found another note. This one has a poem written on it.
Blue serpents? Four-pointed paint? If Mizik had to guess, this poem describes drop-off locations for illicit goods. Smugglers often hide them in plain sight. First a sleeping badger, now a blue serpent. Must represent another landmark.
Perhaps the nearby river is the Blue Serpents.
That's it! The river is often busy with trade. A perfect place to smuggle goods. Let us search along the river and see if we find any barrels or crates with markings. Hopefully we'll find something that will lead us to Zinthia.
right, let's start searching along the river.
Music will admit this case is heading in a rather unexpected direction, which is a bit worrisome if he's being honest.
Why would smugglers target issue?
It is strange, isn't it? With an operation as intricate as this, it seems odd that these smugglers would target a Khajiit of such limited wealth.
Perhaps we should speak to issue again.
This one agrees, but let us first check these smuggler caches. The note said that the goods were leaving town today, yes? That could include Cynthia.
Okay. Let's go. Get through smuggler locations. We can all leave town.
That painted mark seems curious, no? Somerset wine, eh? Not illegal, but incredibly taxed. Music has a feeling this bottle didn't find its way to Riverhold through virtuous means. Oh, if that cheese isn't illegal, it should be. What a smell. Could that be the painted mark we seek? A very pretty scarf for smugglers to wear, yes? Perhaps it belongs to Cynthia. That mark has 4 points, like the note says.
Healing!
This barrel smells sweet, but also rotten. What could it be? Dark moons. They're smuggling spoiled moon sugar. Very unsafe for anyone to eat. Speak to Issue and see what he knows of these smugglers. Then let us meet back in heaven. We have much to discuss.
Okay. So after all that, we find out that there's moon sugar. I feel pretty bad.
Yes, any news of this one, Cynthia?
You found this necklace and scarf against my
Smuggler camps? Dark moons? Yes, the necklace and scarf belong to Cynthia. Have the smugglers sold her? By Joan and Joe, please say it isn't so.
Is there any reason why these smugglers may have targeted your family?
No, of course not. Ishu has only lived a good, honest life. Please, you must find this one's Jakajit. She is so young and innocent and probably terrified without her papa. Whatever will Ishu do if his Cynthia is harmed?
Mizik and I will find Cynthia. We're getting close.
May bright moons watch over you.
Oh,
really? Well, Ishu supposes his family has grown over the years. But how could this one not seek their companionship? Their little faces, their tiny paws. His darlings love him completely, demanding little but affection and food. And belly rubs.
There's this, does... Wow, okay. Like all these cats, too?
But of course! Mostly. She and Medwick don't always get along, but Medwick is older and doesn't always like to play or be teased. And just between us, Tak can be a bit of a Jekuzit sometimes. I think she's jealous.
Okay. Upstairs.
And so the other thorn in my paw arrives. I told you, did I not? First time was a warning. Now it is a threat. You both leave town. No more investigations. No more sticking your snouts where they don't belong. Collect your things and leave.
Now before we find Ishu's daughter.
That again? I told you Ishu's daughter left Riverhold years ago. He's just a delusional old Khajiit caught up in a fantasy. And for this you try to ruin my little operation? Of all the things!
So, you're the leader of the smugglers.
Who I am does not matter. What I can do to you, on the other hand, should be of immediate concern. You either leave Riverhold on your own, or you leave in pieces.
So it appears that your strange friend is Rideza the rogue. Good to know. Let us just say that her reputation precedes her. Well, threats to our life aside, it seems that we finally have a perpetrator. Now we just need to follow her.
How do you plan on doing that?
We are investigators, are we not? You must search for a trail. With any luck, she'll lead you straight to Ishu's daughter. Meanwhile, Mizik will alert the proper authorities.
Alright. I'll see if I can find out where she disappeared to.
Those were fresh sugar claws! I didn't...
There! Rideza must have stepped on the jelly from the sugar claws. You must follow her trail while this one alerts the guards.
Let's follow him. Hold on. Get a drink of something. must be getting late. My reaches and gets dry later in the day.
I warned you! Now the claws come out! Kill this muskars!
Okay. Bodyguards.
Curse your meddling!
Rid of the roll. Caught at last.
Did you find my daughter? Where is she?
Here! Your daughter is right here, you old fool!
Rideza! You're the one who stole Cynthia? Oh, this one's poor Jakashit.
Ha! Feeling a little jealous? To go so far as to steal your father's pet.
Oh my god. We're looking for a pet?
Well, it seems that our investigation has come to a successful close. Though not quite in a way that Mizik was expecting.
So, Rizzo was Ishu's daughter, and she stole his cat.
In hindsight, it makes sense. When you were told that Ishu's daughter left town years ago, Rideza must have been speaking of herself. Still, to have been chasing Ishu's pet this whole time.
Thing is, though, I could tell that Rita's that one girl, the first time we ever met, I literally thought to myself, that is his daughter. We all stopped a smuggling operation.
This is true. Because of our dedication, Riverhold no longer has to deal with these vile smugglers. And let us hope it stays that way, yes? Mizik just needs to collect our reward. Why don't we meet at the Banished Regrets?
Alright, I'll meet you at the end.
Drinks are on Mizik. Just as soon as he is paid, of course.
You think that Ridza the Rogue is finished? It's only a matter of time before I'm back on the streets. And when that happens, you best watch your back.
Why did you abduct Athena?
When I came back to Riverhold, I went to see my fool of a father. It's been years since Mother and I left, and I was feeling sentimental, I suppose. Stupidly sentimental. He didn't even recognize me.
So you were jealous of Athena?
Of the cat? No, I just wanted to make him suffer. He's always been obsessed with his damn pets. That's why Mother left him, you know. He's so caught up in his little family that he didn't have time for us. For me.
That sounds pretty jealous.
Maybe you're right. Just another delinquent with papa problems. Isn't that just the way?
Goodbye. That's pretty bad.
Ishu is so pleased that you were able to find Cynthia. Finally, this one's family can be reunited.
Why didn't you tell me that Cynthia was a cat?
What do you mean? Ishu gave you every detail about his precious Cynthia that he could think of. Was there something that made you think his daughter was a Khajiit? Well, no matter. Cynthia is safe, and Mizik will have his payment.
What about your daughter, Rediza?
Rediza has become just as greedy and cruel as her mother. How can Ishu accept such a daughter? Especially one who has already caused him to suffer. Rediza will face the justice of Riverhold's guards, as she deserves.
You have no desire to be reunited with Rediza?
If she wants to make peace, Ishu will make peace. After all, a quiet life for him and his family is all this one asked for. If Rediza wishes to be a part of that, she may be, but it is up to her.
Okay. Oh, so Steve, if you're gonna watch this in the future, I doubt you're gonna watch all of these, but if you do get to this point, I'm gonna say this now. I hope you know that the reason why I only played the main story once, maybe twice, is because you need to realize that there are there's so much to do in this game. Like, there's 6 years worth of freaking content, so it's obvious that it would take a while. No, I haven't got to the main story. Especially if you skip the tutorial and then get the main story as a pay-per-view. So many different places. The ship. I pulled up on the side of the road for this one, and I woke up on, next to a Ray shrine on the side of the road too for Somerset. So it's kind of weird. And I keep going over here and go upstairs.
A family reunited, a smuggling ring destroyed, and the gratitude of all of Riverhold.
Not a bad start to a partnership, yes?
Mizik was even able to secure a hefty bonus, thanks to the generosity of Captain Kahiri.
A bonus you're willing to share?
Of course. Your share as promised. After all, Mizik would never have been able to solve this investigation without your aid. Pleasure working with you, Walker. Do not be a stranger, yes?
Yeah, sure.
A safe town, a happy client, and an investigation expertly solved. And a five-claw partnership, if Mizik does say so himself. What more could this one ask for? After such a successful investigation, Mizik is hopeful that more clients will come forth. We live in turbulent times, Walker. Dragons, tyrants, necromancy. There is no end to Elsweyr's suffering as of late, and yet so much is overlooked.
What do you mean?
Those in power have priorities, and the petty problems of the common folk, they tend to be on the very bottom of this list. That is why we must look after each other. If Mizik does not offer his help, who will?
Still, that's your job, isn't it?
Of course. But first and foremost, it is Mizik's passion. That is why this one takes the name Thunderboots. If he cannot work in the name of justice, then he will not work at all. This, he swears.
Do you live in Riverhold?
Mizik's investigations take him many places, so it is hard to call one town home. But he's enjoyed his time in the Riverhold. He has a comfortable tavern room and a steady supply of clients. Well, a steadier supply of clients.
What other cases have you worked on in Riverhold?
Honestly? Just the one. A bard's flute, was stolen while he was drinking in the tavern. He was very certain another musician had stolen it out of jealousy.
Did you solve the case?
Quickly. It turned out to be the innkeeper who stole the flute. This bard could not play in tune to save his life, and it was driving away business. So, Mizik suggested that the bard seek another tavern. A happy solution for everyone involved.
And what's next for you, Thunderboots?
After such a successful investigation, Mizik is hopeful that more clients will come forth. We live in turbulent times, Walker.
Thank you, Mizik. It's nice working with you. Converts in stand mobility and deals disease damage every second. He reduces healing received on enemy hits. Let's go. Pulls in ranged enemies. Reduces the cost of the mechanism. That's not all. Let's check the hand first. Check out the multi-ability guys. What do you see up here? Okay.
This one loves Riverhold with all his heart. It is where Pizahen keeps all his stuff after all.
I wonder, are these big cats actual people? Like actual Khajiit? Because what the heck? I thought you were upright on your hind legs cats. Not all four cats that can talk like humans. It's weird. Like, I thought you were like that. No, you are a big cat. But, let's get out of this tent so I can try this. We got the right one, I'm just gonna click it. I'll be very pissed if I can't. Let's try this. Okay, Animation flash, grab flash. Blast list. Otherwise, enemies in the area. The cost of smashes the weapon times every 10 seconds. So every second. 4,000 cost every smash. So really it deals 4 times 3, which is 12. 30, so okay, so 12,000. Frost damage. Smash supplies. Major from the drill to enemy hit. For 3 seconds, increasing their damage taken for 20%. So it lasts for an extra 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Elder Scrolls Online Elsweyr. I hope you guys are enjoying our new thumbnails. We're in the midst of making the thumbnails for the Elder Scrolls series that I just started up. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one.